Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome to our first episode of our brand new universe mode. We are here for our first episode of Monday Night Raw. Before Raw kicks off, we have one thing to look at first, and of course that is going to be our episode of Superstars here today. So we're going to start things off on Superstars with Curtis Axel versus Darren Young. Then we have a triple threat between Bo Dallas, Neville and Jack Swagger. And then our main event on Superstars is going to be Titus O'Neil taking on Braun Strowman. Very interesting. So let's skip through these three matches and we'll get straight into our episode of Raw. So first things first, Darren Young picks up the win over Curtis Axel. Good win there for Darren Young. Into the triple threat match, we have got Neville picking up the pin over Jack Swagger. Good win for Neville. That's going to help boost him up the rankings as well. And then our main event of Superstars is going to be Titus O'Neil versus Braun Strowman. And it's a big win there for Braun Strowman on his own now. Be interesting to see just what he can do. So now let's move straight into our Raw. And here we go into our episode of Raw. We're going to start things off with Sami Zayn taking on the Big Show. Very much a David versus Goliath clash. That'd be an interesting one. Then we're going to see the New Day taking on Golden Truth. We have Sasha Banks versus Charlotte in a non-championship match. We've got Braun Strowman taking on Epico with Primo at ringside. That should be interesting. We're going to have Kevin Owens, Rusev and Cesaro in a triple threat. Finn Balor takes on Bo Dallas. And then our main event. Interesting one this. Brock Lesnar does not often appear here on Monday Night Raw. But he's going to be taking on Jinder Mahal. And we understand that SmackDown's Randy Orton, who will be taking on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, will be at ringside for that one. So let's have a look through. We're going to skip Sami Zayn versus the Big Show. And it's a win for the Big Show. I know it was David versus Goliath, but I must admit I was sort of expecting Sami Zayn to pull that one off. I'm thinking we are going to skip the women's match for this one. And it was a win for Charlotte. So Charlotte picks up a victory over the champion, Sasha Banks, and picks up a hot streak as well. Interesting. We're going to skip the triple threat because they don't really work too well on this game. And Kevin Owens picks up the win over the United States champion, Rusev. Maybe that could make him one of the number one contenders for that belt. We're going to also skip Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas, which of course was a win for Finn Balor, who will be facing off against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship. So that leaves us with three matches. That leaves us with the tag team match, the New Day versus Golden Truth. We're going to see what Braun Strowman's like on this game. It's a new one, and he's going to be taking on Epico with Primo at ringside. And we will see Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal. So we've got a couple of squash matches here this evening, although this game doesn't necessarily make them squash matches. We know what they're like. So let's get straight into our first match. And here is that first match. It is going to be the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the tag team champions, taking on the team of Golden Truth, R-Truth and Goldust. And here we go. First time I've used this arena, actually. I've not actually looked at it, so I'm hoping it does look okay. It does look pretty decent, actually. And first out, of course, is going to be the New Day, the tag team champions Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. The one thing I haven't done, actually, I probably should have done, is change some of the heel and face sort of hidden faces of certain wrestlers, because the New Day now are over as faces, whereas when this game was first released they were heels. So maybe we should do that at some point. I'll probably do that ready for the next episode. I don't know if that might bugger up some of our feuds there, maybe. I'm hoping not. Anyway, they are going to be facing off against the Golden Truth here. A Golden Truth, a team we've not put together in any of our previous universe modes. Two guys that we've never really used very much of in our previous universe modes either. So, be interesting to see them get a chance here. As we see, one of the worst commentary lines in history, I think, those three. Just together, they were just awful. Michael Cole is just one of the most annoying people in the entire world. JBL, for me, is awful. He just contradicts himself at every occasion. And Joe the King Lawler is just... He used to be great. He used to be so funny. And then he just really lost all of his real appeal to me. He lost all of his funniness and all that sort of stuff. And it's just a shame to see him the way he is now. Like, obviously, he's been taken off commentary now, so it's not too bad of a problem for us, I suppose. So let's see what Golden Truth can do. Getting a real great opportunity here today to face off against the tag team champions in this very first episode of the Universe mode. And who knows what these two can do. Now, I have seen over the last few days there has been some announcements made about WWE 2K16. One thing that I thought was incredible, and I'm hoping you guys think this as well, but from what I can tell, 2K are not going to have a showcase mode. I know I've spoke about what they're going to do in the showcase to depend on who we're going to get new on the roster, but from what I tell, there's not going to be any showcase mode. And the reason for this is 2K have said that they wanted to invest more time and effort improving my career mode and the universe mode. So apparently universe mode is going through a massive improvement for 2K17. They're going to try and make it feel like you're watching an episode of Monday Night Raw rather than playing through some rather disjointed matches. They're going to add backstage attacks again, backstage assaults. They're going to add a promo engine, which I think sounds really interesting, where the wrestlers can come out in the ring and they can talk to the crowd on the mic, or they can do backstage interviews with Renee. And again, that's going to be very interesting because I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. I'm going to assume it's going to be very much text-based, but still, it's going to be great for us to see these improvements in the universe mode, because obviously that's the big part of the game that we use to create this channel. And I think with big improvements like that, it could really help us put on a much better universe mode. That's just some real great news. And they've also announced another 22 names on the game. The only notable ones, I suppose, are going to be Charlotte and Braun Strowman. Both will be on the game in 2K17 for the first time. Quick roll up there by R-Truth on Kofi Kingston, only there for a 1 count, and then Kofi reverses it into a pin of his own. And almost got the 3 count, but R-Truth just about kicked out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how 2K is going to pan out now. I want to see a few more details now. They've wet my whistle now with these announcements over the last few days, and I really just want to see some of it in action to sort of get an idea of what we can expect. And I'm assuming that if they've got no showcase mode, I'm going to assume that we're going to get the entire roster that we had in 2K16, plus the additions of the new people on the main roster, plus quite a large NXT roster as well, I think. I think Nakamura being downloadable content is very cheeky from 2K. It really is, because there's going to be some people in the game. And Apollo Crews as well. I don't understand why Apollo Crews is downloadable content, because he debuted really early in the year. So he should be even in NXT, because based on the NXT version of the game, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but on the case you can see both members of the Revival. You've got Dana Brooke, you've got Alexa Bliss is on there. I would be amazed if Ciampa and Gargano are on there. I'm not sure if they're going to be or not, because they're not official members of WWE, were they, at this time? They've not officially signed as of yet, but I think their contracts are going to be announced sometime in either this month or next month. But I'd love to see them two on the game. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game coming out now. We're about sort of 3 months away still, so we'll get a good 3 months out of this universe mode before we get into that one. But I'm really looking forward to that now. Really looking forward to getting a taste of all the new guys we're going to have as well. We're going to have the 4 horsewomen on the game. Bayley's on the NXT case as well, so we should definitely get Bayley, as well as Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch hasn't been announced as of yet, but if Charlotte and Sasha Banks are on the game, then surely Becky Lynch is going to be as well. AJ Styles surely on the game. He debuted in January, so there'd be no excuse not to have him on the game. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, I've got a feeling, could end up being downloadable content. But like I said before, 2K did their scans for the game in August. WrestleMania, not August, sorry. It was WrestleMania weekend, so it was the end of April, was it? End of April? And that was the same weekend that the club debuted, and the club were there backstage at WrestleMania, so no reason why they shouldn't be on the game, even if it is just downloadable content. I'd like to see a few newer names on here as well. We do have a few extras that we didn't have in the last game. Of course, we had Typhoon and Earthquake were a good addition. We've not really used them very much, have we, at all? As Goldust here takes Xavier Woods up into the final cut, and Golden Truth could end up getting a surprise victory here over the tag team champions. R-Truth takes out Kofi Kingston. They've done it! Golden Truth have picked up a victory over the tag team champions, the New Day, in our very first match of the very first episode of the Universe Mode. And here, as you can see, is Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson And they're signaling here now to Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They want a tag team championship match. However, the results we've just seen there for Golden Truth, I'm sure Golden Truth are going to want that match as well. And here is the rivalry result. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have stepped up to challenge the tag team champions, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. And Xavier Woods is now on a cold streak. R-Truth is on a double momentum boost and a double hot streak. That probably is why they've done so well. Kofi Kingston on a cold streak as well. And again, Goldust on a double momentum boost, double hot streak. Now, the reason there are already status effects in this universe mode, yet we're only just starting, is because, of course, I've simmed it all the way through the beginning of the universe mode through to August to try and match up with SummerSlam. So that's why a few people do have already some status effects built in. And here is match number 2 this evening. We're going to see the debut here of Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw as he takes on Epico, and his tag team partner Primo will be at ringside. And here we go. Here comes Braun Strowman. Maybe we could do with changing his entrance video a little bit, considering he's no longer with the Wyatt family. But he has his new hairdo on this as well, which I think is pretty good. And I think the face is quite good as well. Be interesting to see how he acts in the ring. I would imagine he should quite easily defeat Primo here, or Epico, should I say. But you never know with this game, do you? We said beforehand we'd assume that that the New Day would easily defeat the Golden Truth, but there we go, we could be wrong again. And it's interesting to see for me what WWE have in store for Braun Strowman. Is he going to be put over as this powerhouse for a long time? Is he going to be put over this powerhouse and be put into maybe the championship, or is he just going to be like a dominant person to have some feuds with some other people? It's going to be interesting to see exactly what they have planned for this. I'm still really confused. I can't see them putting him into the championship picture because of just the amount of talent they have on Raw at the moment with the championship picture. I know Braun Strowman has improved greatly since he debuted. He's still nothing really on the mic, and he's just he's all about his aggression and his power inside the ring, which is no bad thing. You've got to push these guys' strengths, and that's exactly what WWE are doing with Braun Strowman. It's just how far this strength can take him. So this should be interesting. Then Braun Strowman taking on Epico, and we are underway. And straight away, Epico comes firing across and catches Braun Strowman with a forearm, and taking the big man down off his feet straight away. Not what I expected here. I can see us at some point having Braun Strowman in a feud, maybe against someone like the Big Show. That could be interesting, you know. I know Big Show versus Braun Strowman doesn't sound like an incredible feud to start off with, but if you think of the potential of watching Braun Strowman just demolish the Big Show, watching him do these very big strength moves like that big front slam. And Braun Strowman is now in control of this match, bringing Epico back up to his feet. Now, the good thing about Epico and Primo is it says on their trunks exactly where they're from, which is helpful for me. Because I do have a few people that I struggle. You probably know if you watch a lot of my videos, I always seem to struggle with the Usos. Epico and Primo were going to be ones that I was going to struggle with, but since they're written on their trunks, it's even better. And I think the Authors of Pain down in NXT are going to be a problem as well. Xim and Sunny. Slimani and Dishna, is it? Dishna? I think so. Big dropkick there by Epico, and all of a sudden he's getting a little bit of a playback here on Braun Strowman. Epico, big right hand, another one as well, and Braun Strowman's being rocked from these right hands, and now Epico with a backbreaker, showing strength of his own there, and then just wrenching Braun Strowman over his knee. And Epico slides back into the ring. Referee's up to a 6 count. Braun Strowman's back up to his feet and slides back into the ring for the 7 count. And I don't know if Epico has really done himself a good job here. He's doing well against Braun Strowman, but you've got to think that everything he does is just going to peeve Braun Strowman off that little bit more. Pin here for Epico. It wasn't even a 1 count before Braun Strowman kicked out. Epico with a drop kick to the back of the head of Braun Strowman. And I'm surprised here that Epico's getting so much action here for Braun. Strowman back up to his feet, and as soon as he gets back up to his feet, Epico takes him out with that sweep. Now just dropping the elbow into the inside of the knee of Braun Strowman as well. Epico back up to his feet. Well, up onto the turnbuckle now. Looking for a high impact leg drop on Braun Strowman. Epico is dominating Strowman here. Epico now bringing Strowman back up to his feet. There's a snapmare. And I just wrench him back at the chin. Epico getting back up to his feet. There's a jawbreaker on Braun Strowman. And Strowman just pushing Epico away. Strowman now with a big overhand right hand punch. Now I think that Epico should be, or he could be in trouble here. As Strowman taking a bit more control now. There's a big choke slam after catching the leg into a pin. It's only there for a 2 count. Strowman with a headbutt to the back of the head of Epico. And Strowman dropping to the outside. Not quite sure what he's got in mind here, Strowman. Getting right up in it. He looks like he's going after both other Shining Stars now. Strowman just clattering Epico with that clothesline. Bringing him back up to his feet. Big right hand. Went for another one, but Epico catches him and throws him into the ring post. Epico knows he has to use his environment to his advantage here if he stands any chance of picking up the win. And again, sending Strowman straight into the ring post, but Strowman not grounded. He's still up on his feet. Shakes it off. Slides back into the ring. And catches Epico. Epico probably should have finished him off when he had the chance. Now Strowman sending Epico to the outside once again. Epico sending Strowman into the barricade. So Epico's really impressed me here. I'm just thinking, you know, with Epico and Primo both joining the Raw roster, I would imagine that means they're both going to be members of the Cruiserweight division when that comes in as well. They're both pretty much the right size for that anyway. And it does help bolster up that roster a bit. We already have Neville on there as well. Would surprise me if Sami Zayn gets involved in the Cruiserweight division as well, because I don't think they're going to push the Cruiserweight division as a lower mid-card championship. I think they know that they have the talent available now to turn the Cruiserweight division into something special. Braun Strowman here, what's he going for now? Hooking in a suit. He's looking the wrong way for a suit. Oh, wow. Wow, Braun Strowman has just destroyed Epico with that super duperplex. From the top rope to the outside. How is Epico ever going to get back up from that? Strowman brings him back up and just levers him with those big rights and lefts, and now locking in this butterfly submission. Strowman now just toying with Epico. Again, some big strikes. Sending Epico back into the ring. Now just choking him out as well. Strowman over this grounded Epico now. Brings him up to a kneeling base, then just clubs him back down face first into the mat. Brings him back up to his feet. There's the snapmare. And now the reverse chin lock as well by Braun Strowman. With Epico fighting free as a jawbreaker. I must admit this match has gone a lot further than I thought it was going to. And I just wonder now what's going to happen in this match in the main event. Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar. We're going to see a win for Jinder Mahal potentially at this rate. The game's not necessarily fantastic at making the right results sometimes, because I'm not going to lie to you, there's about 10 points attribute-wise in between these two guys in the ring, and I'm surprised that Epico is managing to keep up with Braun Strowman here. Epico though just throwing Braun Strowman into the apron there over and over again. This is a bug in the game. This is because Epico is actually trying to throw Braun Strowman into the ring at the moment, but because he's not straight on, Braun just keeps bouncing off the apron. This happens quite often, and we have to wait for a 5 count now where Epico will hopefully slide back in the ring, and he does. I do get annoyed when he gets stuck in that little thing. Strowman back in. Epico clubbing blows, sending Strowman into the corner. And I wish this game was a little bit more, like I say, Strowman's like 10 stat points higher than Epico. You'd think he'd dominate this match, wouldn't you? Frankensteiner now by Epico. If Epico picks up a win here, this is just going to destroy everything. No, Braun Strowman kicks out. Strowman getting back up to his feet, as does Epico. And there's a lung blower. Don't do it. Don't do it, Epico. Don't do it. Don't ruin our super push. This is supposed to be a squash match. And Braun Strowman kicks out. What is up with this game? It's just put Golden Truth over the tag team champions, and now it's almost putting Epico over Braun Strowman. Braun now have a pin of his own after that arm drag. Oh my word. Just 2K, just how? Well, I'm happy that Braun Strowman's won the match, don't get me wrong. But how Epico uses his finisher, the lung blower, and doesn't get a 3 count, and then Braun Strowman wins the match with an arm drag. Well, either way, it means Braun Strowman has won the match, and we can start to build up some more momentum for him. There was lots of ups and downs for both guys in this match, including this Frankensteiner here by Epico, showing his strength by taking the big man up onto the top turnbuckle and bringing him down the hard way. There's also a big leg drop at one point as well by Epico. There's the lung blower. And you got to think, if that was better positioned, Epico could have pulled off the win there. But it was so close to a 3 count. And you see both guys slowly get back up to their feet. And all I can say is it must have been the damage done to Epico throughout the entire match. It wasn't just this manoeuvre. It must have been the whole match, including that big superplex from the top rope to the outside. And it was just too much for Epico to kick out from. And we have a big win here for Braun Strowman. On his Raw solo debut, Braun Strowman picks up the victory over Epico. We could have put some random there in, couldn't we? We could have like randomly generated somebody fake and put them in. I might do that next week, actually. I just randomly generate a fake wrestler, give him a dodgy name, and then give him like 0 stats and put him against Braun Strowman just to keep putting him over. We could do something like that, couldn't we? And here is our main event this evening. It is me, Brock Lesnar, in another, potential squash match. We just saw happen in the last one. Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton from SmackDown. Brock Lesnar's opponent for SummerSlam will be at ringside. And here we go. Now this is the main event, of course, because Brock Lesnar is not somebody that would normally be main eventing Monday Night Raw, but here he is. Paul Heyman is not at ringside for this match, partly because I completely forgot about him, but I'm sure he can make up some excuse as well. Maybe he's on holiday. He's gone back to see all the other walruses in Alaska, wherever walruses come from. I don't know where walruses come from. Unless it's like the South Pole or something like that. But this should be an interesting match. I'm not expecting much from Jinder Mahal, but like I said, based on the last 2 matches we've had here this evening already, both were almost sort of squash matches, but both, well, one ended up in the squashed opponent winning the match, and the other one ended up in an incredibly close match, which finally did come off. I wonder whether Brock Lesnar will be able to overcome his opponent a little bit easier than the other two. Maybe Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar could be a decent feud as well. That was the rumoured match they were going to go with towards SummerSlam, I think, Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar. Before the roster split and everything came in. I think I would like to see Brock Lesnar versus Luke Harper, to tell the truth. Of course, Luke Harper is injured at the moment. But it's not as bad as I first thought. From I'd heard, and there is Randy Orton. He's actually coming down to the ring with Jinder Mahal. Now, I'd heard rumour of... is Jinder going to wrestle in his full attire there? Looks like he could, you know. Yeah, sorry, I heard rumour that potentially Luke Harper had sort of announced his retirement. He said he put something really random on Twitter quite close after his injury saying, thank you for everything, I love you all, I'm going to miss you, or something like that. And people sort of assumed that it meant that Luke Harper was almost announcing his retirement. And I did actually read an interview with Luke Harper a few weeks back where he said when he first had the injury, he feared his entire career was over. But he now says that he will be back either late August, September, or at the latest October. But he's hoping it's probably going to be early September. Which is pretty good. I like the sound of having him back. I don't know which brand he'll go to, whether he'll go to Raw or... The thing is, if he comes to SmackDown, is he going to end up being a member of the Wyatt family again, or will they let him go off on his own? If he goes to Raw, Luke Harper can then go off and do his own thing. But if he comes to SmackDown, I think he's going to get very much tied up in the Wyatt family situation again, which is not a bad thing. I think it's a good tag team for SmackDown to have Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, but I just think that Luke Harper on his own could be something really effective. I would have liked to have seen Luke Harper go to Raw on his own, and I would have liked to have seen Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan carry on. Look at that powerbomb onto the middle ropes. Such a painful move, and it looks to me like this squash match is going to be... Oh, I spoke too quick. I was going to say this is actually going to be a clean one for a change, but it doesn't seem that's going to be the way. Jinder Mahal with a boot to the face. And you see Randy Orton on ringside, just keeping an eye on his opponent for SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar. Of course, no love lost between these two. Wow, what a suplex there by Jinder Mahal on Brock Lesnar. Of course, Jinder Mahal getting his contract back a few weeks ago after beating Heath Slater. Heath Slater's not actually put into any brand on our universe mode as of yet. So I'm not quite sure where he's going to get to yet. I wonder if they'll get to a point, you know, where it might actually get to a point where Raw and SmackDown are actually competing to sign Heath Slater. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Maybe Heath Slater does something that really stands him out above the rest, and all of a sudden both Raw and SmackDown both want to sign him. Brock Lesnar with a reverse DDT on Jinder Mahal. Jinder now tried to hit the fallaway slam on Lesnar, but Lesnar with the elbows. And Lesnar just throwing Jinder Mahal into Randy Orton now, just completely ignoring Orton like he's not even there. And Lesnar slides back into the ring. Jinder Mahal, big side slam. And now just boot into the gut of Brock Lesnar, and Jinder Mahal showing what he can do here. Maybe putting people in squash matches is not the best idea in this game, because it makes them look weaker by struggling against lower opponents. Maybe that's not the best idea for us. I thought that might be a good way to start this universe mode, is by trying to put over some of the big names we're going to be seeing at SummerSlam, but at the moment it's not really worked out too well for us. Big knee to the back there by Lesnar. I suppose what would have worked is if I actually played the match as Lesnar and dominated it, and then picked up the easy win. I think that would have been better. Or maybe if I played as Randy Orton and just slid around the back now and with a chair just took Lesnar out when he was dominating Jinder Mahal. Mahal now. Little alley-oop suplex. Now just dropping a kick into the gut of Brock Lesnar as well as a loud motorbike goes past outside. Hope that wasn't too loud when it came through to you. Both guys slides back into the ring now. Jinder Mahal spinning Brock Lesnar around, and there's a full Nelson slam. Jinder Mahal drops into the pin. 1, 2. Oh my word. Oh my word. Jinder Mahal almost picked up the win there. Lesnar with the front chancery now. Locking in the Kimura lock on Jinder Mahal. Big submission hold. Referee asking Jinder if he's going to continue on, and Jinder with a big right hand to the gut of Brock Lesnar. Lesnar now spins him round, takes him up into a backdrop. Now bringing Jinder Mahal back up to his feet. Big German suplex, keeps his grip. Look at him just staring down at Randy Orton as he gets the second of the suplexes, as Randy flinches, and there's the third of the German suplexes. That could be enough to finish Jinder Mahal off. It's enough to finish most men off. Is Jinder going to be a most men? 1, 2, no, Jinder kicks out. Big kick to the back there by Brock Lesnar, bringing Jinder Mahal back up to his feet. No F5 as of yet. I don't know if Brock Lesnar's trying to prove a point to Randy Orton on the outside by continuing on this assault. Big powerbomb on the outside by Brock Lesnar. And now just sending Jinder Mahal straight into the ring steps. And as I say, I think he might be trying to send a message to Randy Orton. Jinder now straight across, crashing to the ground. Brock Lesnar slides back in, urging Jinder to stay outside, but Jinder comes back into the ring. He knows a win over Brock Lesnar could really spark his life here on Raw to a massive kick. That didn't make any sense, that sentence, did it? And now Jinder Mahal looking for a camel clutch submission on Brock Lesnar, who manages to break an arm free. Referee does a very good job of blocking Brock Lesnar off from the bottom rope. Jinder rolls Lesnar over. He's actually underneath the ropes anyway. 1, 2. Brock Lesnar has to kick out, but he was actually underneath the bottom ropes. I'm quite surprised that the referee allowed that to go. That should have been a rope break in my eyes. Jinder Mahal now bringing Lesnar back up to his feet. Lesnar sending Jinder over the top. Crashing to the ground below now, bringing him into the middle of the ring. Drops into the pin. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Both guys back up to their feet, and Jinder again just on top of Brock Lesnar at the moment. Lesnar fights free though. Jinder with that reverse heel kick, taking Lesnar down. And Randy Orton, as you can see on the outside, loving that. Jinder now rolling Lesnar over. Drags him into the middle of the ring. What's he got planned now? A headbutt. The sort of move we normally see from Jinder Mahal. Bringing Lesnar back up to his feet once again. Throwing Lesnar into that far corner. Jinder Mahal. Snake eyes on Lesnar. Yeah, I'm starting to think this squash match idea is not a very good idea, really, is it? Because we're just not seeing many very squash matches. Everything seems to be quite even, really. I do apologise to hear my phone ring in the background there for the second time. Jinder Mahal back up to his feet once again. Lesnar struggling to get back up to his feet. This match against Jinder is taking a lot more out of him than he thought it would do. Now Jinder Mahal lining Lesnar up. And a bicycle kick. There's no way. There is no way this is going to happen. No lie, I think Jinder Mahal's rated at 80 on this game, I think. And Brock Lesnar's rated about 95. So Jinder Mahal is 15 attribute points lower than Lesnar. Yet he looks just in much better chance to win this match than Lesnar does. I don't understand how the game seems to work the attributes, because they don't seem to have any real effect on the games, do they? they don't seem to be actually... the stronger guys don't seem to be actually doing better. Although you think if Lesnar hits one F5, he'll probably win the match, whereas Jinder Mahal has already hit one of his finishes and it didn't quite work for him. Reverse suplex there by Lesnar, taking Jinder Mahal down. Brings Jinder back up to his feet. Lesnar gets her in the back. There's a German. You see Randy Orton flinching once again. A second German by Brock Lesnar. And there's the third. And that could finish Jinder Mahal off. Lesnar drops into the pin. Randy Orton trying to G the crowd up to get behind Jinder Mahal, but I'm sorry, Randy. 3 German suplexes from the mayor of Suplex City is just too much for Jinder Mahal to kick out from. And in fairness to Jinder, he put on a fantastic performance here, but it was Brock Lesnar that was the dominant force eventually in this one. I didn't think it was going to be that way, to tell the truth. Jinder scared me quite a few occasions. I thought he had this match won. Once he went for there's the bicycle kick, and I thought on that occasion Brock Lesnar was down and out. And you think if he'd pinned Brock Lesnar straight away, he might have got the free count there. But it wasn't to be. And here you see the trio of Germans. You see Randy Orton just flinching after that first one as Jinder Mahal's neck caught that bottom rope. There's the second. And then the third of the Germans. And then just drops straight into the pin, grabbing that leg away from the ropes. Clever maneuver there by Brock Lesnar. And we know that Brock Lesnar is going to face off against Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And it was a dominant victory here for Brock Lesnar here this evening. Well, it wasn't very dominant, was it really? It wasn't a dominant victory here for Brock Lesnar here this evening. And Randy Orton at ringside must be quite happy from what he's seen, because he must be thinking to himself, if Jinder Mahal can do that sort of job against Brock Lesnar, then what can I do? Anyway guys, that is the end of this first episode of Monday Night Raw here on our new WWE 2K16 Universe mode. I hope you have all enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit that like button to let me know that you're enjoying this brand new series. And of course, we'll continue going on as much as we possibly can until 2K17 comes out. If you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well for a lot more of the WWE 2K16 Universe mode. And yeah, that's about as much as I've got to tell you. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all on Wednesday for our first episode of our new NXT brand.